Hello guys, the day has finally arrived. It's a visa appointment day and I wanted to take you along with me today. I did this last year. I vlogged my trip going to the embassy in London and I couldn't really vlog much inside. I don't know what the rules are on that. Like, can you record inside? Like, I didn't know. It wasn't that I just couldn't, I just didn't know. But today I'm going to the Sydney embassy, which is a Sydney consulate. There's not an embassy in Sydney, so it's a little bit smaller. Like, I'm actually quite sad I'm not going to the London embassy because it's such an incredible building and it's such a nice day out. Like, it is fun going, even though every year I do get very stressed out. My mum unfortunately has to come with me every single year. Actually, last year was the one year she didn't come with me. The past 2 times before she came with me, and she has witnessed me be just an absolute mess for no reason whatsoever. But yeah, today I'm going to the Sydney embassy. I'm just going to say embassy so it's easier, and I feel like it's just the consulate, but it's the embassy, same thing. I don't actually know what the difference is. But yeah, I thought I'd take you along with me today. Hopefully try and vlog like little bits whilst I'm inside, what the process is, and if I can't vlog inside, I'll just do what I did last year where I sat outside the embassy and I just kind of ran through the whole process. I'm really intrigued to see how different this is going to be to the London embassy. So if there are any differences from what happened last year, I will just let you guys know. I will link down below my visa embassy kind of experience from last year, just in case you want to have a look at that. And like I say, I did go to London, so that might be a little bit more relatable for a lot of you. Obviously there's still quite a few people coming from Australia, so this again could still be quite helpful. I think it's going to be the same process everywhere, but I think it's going to be pretty standard across any embassy in any country. But yeah, today's the day. It is also my mum's birthday today, so yeah, I wish her a happy birthday this morning. I was on the phone to her, even though it's not her birthday in England yet, it is in Australia, so like it's technically a birthday. But yeah, so I've got to get a bus and 2 trains to get to the embassy. It's in northern Sydney, which I didn't quite realise it was as far away as it is, but it's still only about 50 minutes, and in comparison to how long it takes me to get to the London embassy, this is going to be a walk in the park. I bring near enough every single document with me to my visa appointment that I have that's camp related, just in case anyone asks for something. I'm like, yeah, I've got it. Like, I'd rather have it all, and it's just pieces of paper. It goes in a little wallet. I think I've got it in the envelope actually that my visa papers were delivered in, so I'm excited. I do get a big question as well actually, guys, about what to wear to visa appointments. And I remember my first year I went really quite formal. I wore, I think, like jeans and kind of like a really smart like jumper or something, and like boots, and everyone there was in like trackies and hoodies, and I was like, oh, I could have literally got so much comfier. But I would just always say go smart casual. Like, don't go, I wouldn't really go in a tracksuit and like trainers. But I guess as well, like on the flip side, a lot of people are traveling from quite far away to come to the London embassy to have their appointment, so they're not expecting that you kind of suited and booted. So just kind of go for an in-between middle ground. I'm going to show you what I'm wearing, and yeah, then we're going to go on our way. Okay guys, so this is my outfit. I did just show you in the bathroom mirror, but it was really dirty. This one isn't all that much better, to be honest, but this is what I've got on. Like I said, I do have loads of people ask me what to wear, and like I said, just go a little bit kind of like smart cash. This is a little bit, I think, dressy. I'm gonna put a jumper on over the top, I think, just to kind of like tone it down a little bit. But yeah, this is my Adnola jumpsuit, which I literally live in anyway. This is the comfiest thing. I highly recommend things like this to traveling as well. Like this, I would love to travel to camping because it's just so comfy. And I've just got on my New Balances, and like I said, I'm going to put on my jumper, and I'm just going to take a little bag and then just carry like my documents with me, just in like this little folder here. You can't really see it. But yeah, I'm going to leave now because I need to stop rambling. I need to get on the way, and yeah, I'll take you along for the whole day. And I'm going to sit on the train or the bus and go through my documents and let you know which ones I'm taking, so you guys can either have a little plan. Like, your agency will send you quite an extensive list on what you need to bring document wise, so please make sure you read that and you bring all those documents, because even though it's not really different agency to agency, they might ask you to bring something. Like I said, just take every document to do with camp. I take everything with me because it doesn't take up a lot of space, and I'd rather have it and not need it than to need it and not have it. So yeah, I'm gonna leave now. I need to stop rambling, finish off getting ready and get out the door. Right guys, so I've arrived in northern Sydney. I don't know why I thought I'd be able to vlog my entire journey. I was literally travelling at peak travel time. Like, the traffic was so bad, the trains were so busy. So I've just got here and I've just literally walked out the train station. My appointment's not for another like 25 minutes, and the embassy, I think, is this building right here. I'm going to go and have a little look after I've properly looked at this, but I've just come out and the view from this side of the city is honestly insane. Like, look at this. So I've just come out and you can see the whole of the skyline from this side, and it's so nice seeing the city from a different point. It looks way better in person. The camera's not picking up how cool it looks. It is a bit of a grim day today, I won't lie, but I'm kind of rather in that when I'm having to do like have a productive day. Like, it's not like it's going to be a beach day today. So yeah, I've got all my documents, I'm here. I'm going to go and find the embassy. I think I'm just going to try and go in because like I said, I think when I booked, they only have like 5 slots per, I think, like half an hour, which is insane considering the London Embassy, I've been in there for 3.5, 4 hours before. So I think I might just go and see if I can go in early. I can go in early, if not I can't. So I'm gonna wander around. I'm kind of excited now that I'm here, so we're all ready to go. Thought I was gonna be really nervous again, like I always am, but I actually feel quite calm. A little bit of a moment on the train where I was like, what am I doing? But I think it's, like I say, more the unknown. But I've gone to the London Embassy 3 times now, and every time I go I'm still stressing. So wish me luck. Okay guys, so we're done. Sorry, like flash forward like an hour and I'm back in the same spot because it was nice and quiet down here and I can come and record, but I just wanted to update you on the whole experience. It was actually quite different to the London one. It's nowhere near as cool of a building. Like, the embassy in London is incredible. It's such a cool building. I'll insert a photo of it here. It's an experience going, like I was saying earlier, like it's so fun to go to the embassy in London. And when I got to the Sydney one, I was a bit like, oh, I kind of wish I was going to the London one, because this is just kind of like an office building. Like, people queue on the side of the road to get in and then you get called in. Like, it's nowhere near as like fancy as the London one, but this obviously isn't an embassy, this is a consulate, so I don't know whether that has something to do with it. I want to Google the difference between embassies and consulates because I actually don't know. So yeah, I'm going to take you through kind of how it went down, what documents I needed, when I needed them, because in terms of that was all pretty much the same as going to London. The London steps were just slightly different. Like, you went through more checkpoints at London, so I'll quickly explain how the London one works, because I feel like a lot more of you will be going to that one. So when you get to the London Embassy, you cannot miss the building. It's incredible, like surrounded by so many nice like restaurants, shops, cafes, and there's just like, it's such a nice area. And you'll first go to like someone stood outside the building, and there'll be quite a lot of people. Like, there's always been loads of people when I go to the London Embassy, because there's so many people getting J1 visas at this time of the year. And you'll take your DS160, which is your confirmation page, when you do that first application, and that just confirms that you're there at the right embassy at the right date at the right time, and someone will sign you in. And then when that's all confirmed you're there for the right time, you'll go in, and then you'll go through like a kind of airport security thing. They'll put your bags through a security scanner, you'll go through a scanner, and then you'll go through like up into the actual building. And then that's when they'll give you one of these stickers. Oh, I don't even have a passport. Why did I think I'd be able to show you? They'll give you like a sticker on the back of your passport that is your like number, and then when you get called up, that's the number you go by. And yeah, you'll go up in an elevator, you'll go upstairs, and you'll go into this incredible like big visa passport floor, and it's massive. Like, the one in Sydney was tiny in comparison. And yeah, the whole thing in London is you just sit and you'll sit down and wait straight away. Like, you'll wait as soon as you get in there, and then your number will get called. And then you'll go up to someone first, they'll do your fingerprints, they'll put all your documents in the right order, they'll make sure you've got the right ones, and then you'll go sit back down again, and then your number will be called again, and then you'll actually go and speak to someone that is American usually, and it's like an officer, an embassy officer, and they'll just kind of ask you what camp you're working at, what you're going to be doing for the summer, if you plan on coming home, and then they'll virtually say your visa's been approved, and then they'll just kind of say you can go, you'll get your passport back in a few days, whether you've had it delivered to you or whether you're going to go and collect it, that kind of depends on just what you've done. So you still go through a security scanner, like you'll line up outside, and then they'll call your time in. Like, my time was 9:45, so they came out and asked if anyone was here for 9:45, and then they called me in, and I had to turn my phone off, my watch off, which is what was slightly different. When you go to the embassy in London, they have you open like a few apps just to check that your phone, I'm assuming it doesn't have some like weird device on it that's gonna, I don't know, I really don't know, but I never had to do this with my devices before, so I had to turn everything off. Then I went through and went to a first desk, and the lady had my documents, she just checked I'd got everything, she put it all into like my passport, like wrapped it in an elastic band so I knew which things to give to when I went into the actual embassy bit. And then I went through the security, so put my bags in, had to take all my electronics out in a different tray, and then all my stuff went through, then I went through the scanner, and then I had to leave everything. Like, I couldn't take anything in with me, which is what was a big difference. And so I had to leave my camera, my phone, my AirPods, my watch. I couldn't take any electronics with me. I could have taken my bag up. They were like, oh, do you need your purse? But to me, a purse is like a physical purse, like not a bag. And I realised they were just asking if I wanted to take my bag, but I thought they meant just my purse. And I was like, oh no, like I don't need it. They're like, do you not need to pay? I was like, oh no, it's paid for, like I paid before. You have to pay for a J1 before you book anyway. But obviously there's people in there doing like different passport things, visa things, like different to just J1s. So yeah, so I left everything downstairs. I literally just had this with my documents in, and I went upstairs and they ask you if you're there for visas or passports, and I was obviously there for a visa, so I went into the visa line, and then that's when they give you the number. Like, they just did it in a slightly different order than how I was used to in London. So then they gave me a number, then I had to go, they gave me a number and they did my fingerprints. It was actually a little bit more, I don't know which way works better actually. I was in and out like within an hour anyway, so like it was fine either way. And yeah, so they took my fingerprints, they just sorted my documents out, gave me this number, and then I went and sat back down, and I was waiting for what seemed like an age, but obviously I didn't have my phone. I had nothing to do to distract me. I should have bought a deck of cards honestly and played something, because but then I was just people watching, and I love people watching, and I realised that nobody else was there other than one other girl. I heard that she was there for a J1 working at a summer camp. Nobody else that was there I really realised was there for a J1, which I think is a big difference. Like obviously London, the embassy, whenever I've gone, everyone going near enough is going for a summer camp or some sort of exchange program, and they need a J1 visa, whereas like people here were going for like passports, or just they'd got jobs in America, like different things. And it was quite interesting to like see other people go for different visas and stuff. But yeah, it seemed like an age I was waiting, and it really wasn't. I was just being dramatic, and because I had nothing to occupy myself with, I was like, oh my god, this is taking forever. The inside was so cool. Like the building itself when you got inside was really cool. I wish I could have obviously vlogged inside and shown you, but obviously I couldn't even take my phone or my Apple Watch in with me, which is nuts. I kind of like that they do that, obviously like nobody had anything, so everyone was literally just sat there dead silent, just waiting for their number. It was quite funny. But yeah, and then I got called up by the actual American immigration officer, and I was speaking to him, and he just said, oh, what are you doing in the States? And I just said, I'm going to work at a summer camp. And he said, have you done this before? And I was like, yeah, it's actually my full time. He's like, oh, amazing. Didn't ask me any other questions other than that. Literally just typed all my info in, and then said your visa's been approved, your passport will come back in 5 days. I'm going to go and pick my passport up instead of having it delivered to me, because it was kind of on the verge when I'm moving into my new place next week, and I didn't want to put one address in and my passport gets sent there and I wasn't there. So I'm going to go and collect it, and it's actually really local to where I work anyway, so it's fine for me to go and collect it. But yeah, the whole thing was actually so smooth, and every time I stress, and I don't know why. But yeah, this video isn't going to be as long as I thought it was going to be, because I thought I'd be able to like update you throughout the day, and even like, I thought I'd be able to just do this with the camera in the embassy and just talk, but I didn't have it. So that's what was slightly different to when I was in London. But I was sad that I couldn't go to the London embassy, because like I say, it's such a cool building, and the one here was just like a normal office building, but it still looks really cool. Like when you go in, it is really cool. And honestly, the experience, guys, is so much easier, because if you're doing an exchange program, like you've applied for this, you've sorted it, you've paid for it, you're just going to have a face-to-face interview and have it approved. So it's all done now. Like it is really stress-free. It's not stressful at all, honestly. I always just for some reason make it seem so much worse for myself than it ever actually is, but I'm so excited that it's finally done now. The only difference I did find actually is they gave me my DS 2019 back, which they haven't done before. But yeah, I'm assuming obviously all my details are on the system anyway, and then they just input any of the details. So I've got all those, so they're literally the only thing I'm going to collect is my passport. It was weird actually. I remember talking to a load of people going to Tyler Hill last year, and it was really mixed. Like some people were giving their DS 2019 back, some people weren't. It was all a bit strange. So it must just not really matter if you have it back. Obviously that's the one really important document though that you need to remember to take to America along with your passport and yourself. Like please don't forget that, because I've had people forget that, and when you go into the country you have to obviously show your visa and your DS 2019 to go with it, because they have to match up all the details on it. So yeah, make sure you have that. I am going to do a video on like documents to take, and I might do like I want to do soon like a pack with me video, and definitely a hand luggage pack with me, because I know that so many people are starting to prep, and now that my visa's actually been approved, it feels like I'm going, like it always did. But I always say this, when your visa's approved, it really feels real. How many times can I say really real? But yeah, this is so exciting. I'm so glad it's all done, and yeah, we're well on the way. I'm going to book my flights, like I said, either this weekend or next weekend, and get excited. This is so, honestly, so exciting. I feel like I wasn't actually this excited when I came out, and now that I've spoke about it, I'm buzzing. But yeah, let me know down below if what stage everyone's at with their visa application. Have people just applied? Have people gone? Have people had theirs approved? Have you had your passports back? I love hearing the timelines of where everyone's at. And please don't watch this video and be worried if you haven't even like been placed at a camp yet, or you're still looking at signing up with an agency. Like this is the earliest I've ever been and had an embassy appointment. When I was in the embassy, the only thing I had to do to occupy myself was look through my documents, and I was just flipping through everything, and I was looking at my passport, and I've got my other visas obviously in my passport, and my visa, I think it was my second summer, I didn't get issued until the 3rd of May. And I was in there and I was like, oh my god, I didn't think it was that late. And then my one last year was like the 22nd of March, and this is now the 9th of Feb, and this is the earliest I've ever done. Like I say, 3rd of May was fine. Like you're normally looking at like a week turnaround to get your passport back, push in like 2 weeks, like leave 2 weeks just as kind of like a window. But yeah, like I was like 3rd of May, that's so late. So I'm so glad that I'm organised with it now, especially from doing it from a different country. Like, it was just so much easier having that sorted, and knowing that if there was any issues, I know I've got time to sort it. But it was all fine anyway. So yeah, I think I'm going to round this up here. Like I say, it was just more going to be a chatty video of my experience, how it was, but really smooth, honestly, very similar to the London one. Like I say, I'll link down below my last video when I went to the embassy in London last year. You can have a little watch of that, because I'm assuming that all the process is still the same. Like I say, it was very similar to what I've just done, even though I'm halfway around the world. So it's obviously a universal thing anyway. But yeah, if you have any questions about the visa process or anything that you either don't understand that I've just spoken about, please just leave something down below or drop me a message and I'll be sure to help you out, because I know it can be quite stressful, and obviously some people having to travel all the way down to London from wherever in the country is stressful in itself, and then having to go and sort a visa can be stressful too. So yeah, if you have any questions, please just let me know and I'll happily help you out. But yeah, get excited guys, the visa's been approved. I cannot wait to go to camp. I'm so excited. Okay, I'm going to round up this because this clip alone has just been 12 minutes of me just sitting and chatting and rambling on as I always do. But yeah, thank you for watching guys, and I'll see you in the next video.